All right. How's it going, everybody? I know, super late live stream here. But, yeah, we're going to check out the Anycubic Wash and Cure Max today. Let me get this all set up here really quick so you can see what's going on. What's up, John? See, my comments are not really working on my main page. Okay. So, what's up, comics? How's it going? How is everybody today? Let's see. We got one from YouTube, one from my personal page, one from Kubot's page. All right, we'll give it a little bit. Doing good, Nick? How's it going? So we're going to be checking out the Anycubic Wash and Cure Max today. And see how redonkulous this machine is, and see if it is going to be a replacement for my trusty old Anycubic Wash and Cure Plus. But I've been hearing some interesting things about it, so I don't know. It's going to be a tough one. I don't know. We'll see. All right, let's see. 6 people on. That's quite a lot, actually. Okay. Seems like things are jumping around. All right. What's up, Justin? How's it going? All right. So let's give it. We'll give it 2 more minutes. Let's everybody run in here, and we'll get things started. Can I get an honest opinion on my thought I had? Absolutely. Fire away. Hopefully comments are working okay. Check. Should be okay. All right. We got Facebook. Okay. Things looking good right now. Okay. I've used non-working Cobra Max. I have a working Chiron that needs E-steps. I'll be honest, I've done E-steps once in the 5.5 years that I've been printing. Actually, it's been longer than 5.5 years. It's been like 6 or 7 years. But yeah, I personally think that E-steps is an overrated thing, and there's other ways to compensate for it besides that. But that just may be my opinion. All right, 1 more minute, and we'll get this ball rolling. So Benjamin, it's all about the Benjamin's baby. First issue I found with it had to have its own work surface since it opens like a top-load washing machine in space. Well, that might be a problem already because I might have the space for it. I don't know. I'd have to see. I might have to move it somewhere. I mean, I do have a new rack system over there. You guys can't see it. It's just not a camera shot, but there is a new racking system, and it is tall enough to fit something of that size as well as open up the lid. But usually I utilize my desk space right here where my Anycubic Wash and Cure Plus is. Well, a type of Anycubic Wash and Cure Plus. This is the Nexa 3D Zip Wash and Cure. I need help with my ender. We can definitely try and help you out with it. Thinking of taking board and screen from Cobra Max and putting it into the Chiron. That should be okay. Sorry, we're not going to be letting anybody into the lives right now. Maybe later we will, but this is an unboxing, so it's got to be just me. So, but no, this is going to be just specific for this. I wish I could help right now, but we're kind of doing an unboxing for Anycubic. So anyway, it is past our time for starting, so let's get into it. So as you can see, I kind of already opened it up because, to be in all honesty, I talked with so many people the past, I don't know, month or so, and I don't know what's showing up sometimes, so I just opened it because this is a ginormous box, and I didn't know that the Anycubic Wash and Cure Max was this huge. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. What's up, Nathan? How's it going? I might be able to help. I do have 3 or 4 enders. Awesome. All right. Without further ado, let's get into this. It's going to be fun maneuvering this thing and trying to get it out of the box, I'm sure. Although somebody on the internet, I think it was Dennis Wang, he had a good idea about opening up big boxes from the bottom and then just pulling it off. And I was like, that's totally genius. And I don't know why I never thought of that. Like, just can't sleep. Been down those roads. All right, so we are greeted with some ridiculous foam. And just to give you guys a quick idea, so I was offered a used Wash and Cure Max from another reviewer, I guess, and he lives in California. I live in Chicago. To get it to me would have cost me about $65 at the cheapest rate to get this over here, and I'm sorry, just at that price, it's not worth it in my time. So I just kind of let it go. So I had to change the nozzle, and I leveled the bed, but the back of the plate is rubbing. So that means you need to level the bed some more. You shouldn't have to change the nozzle, to be honest, though. All right, so let's see how we try and get this thing out of here. Again, we probably should have taken the action of getting this out from the bottom, but we're gonna see if my guns can handle this. Let's see. Or is it gonna be an epic fail? Oh, this is actually not as heavy as I thought it was. Okay, that's not that bad. I thought that was going to be much, much heavier. It seems much heavier from the rock. Carrying this thing. All right, there it is. Unboxing. No. Yes, this is a brand new unit. We have some QC check stickers on the side here that I can see. Trying to get this thing out of this is a royal pain. I'll try and manage this box. So let's try and get this out. Yep. There we go. Need to abuse it. All right, there's 1, and there's 2. Put this up and out of the way so we can see what's going on with this. Bye. All right. So this thing is ginormous. I think it's even bigger than the M3 Max, to be honest. Hey, Spring, how's it going? Unboxing day. Yes, I know it's been a while. I've just been busy with work and whatnot. So, yeah, I figured today is the day we unbox it. Let's take a look at it and see what some of the features are. So, on here we have, looks like a touch digital display. So it looks like we have our counter here. That's what I'm guessing. We have a negative and a plus. We have a lock and an unlock. We have an auto cycle, a cure, a stop and start, and a reset. So this does have a lift up lid. So let's go ahead and take the tapes off. We got some ASMR stuff. Ready? Oh, that one was good. That was real good. Yeah, this is the Wash and Cure Max. It does look like a mini fridge. It is quite big. Yeah, it's average. It's average. If it's rubbing on the back of the build plate, it is not level. All right, so we lift off the top. We do have a nice rubber grommet that's on here. This is almost like a car grommet, like a door grommet from a car. That's pretty heavy duty. Looks like we do have a built-in magnet here. We have some more packing stuff. Inside we have looks like a filter. Then it looks like some Allen keys and a plastic scraper. We have our power supply. This one's kind of unique because it doesn't use like the normal power supply. It uses the what do they call that? Like the dog bone style plugins. So we're going to see if we can try and maneuver and get this thing plugged in here, but we'll see how much we fail on it. And then we have the installation and usage instructions. So we have the wash and cure, and it looks like 2 separated bottles here as well. Pull this bad boy out. Oh, there's the bottles right there. Now, I'm not going to fill this thing with denatured alcohol. If anything, I'll fill it with some water so we can just do some testing with it and kind of gauge how we're going to use it. But we do have a pretty big jug of number 2. So these are labeled number 1 and number 2, are they? No. Nah, they're just, nope. Oh, no, it is 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So there is a 1, 2, and 3 on the lids of these. And essentially, these look like giant ice packs. It looks like they do hold 5 liters. So that's not terrible. That's so let's see. I don't even know what that is. I can't math in my head, but it's like what, 3 gallons or something like that. So power brick transformer, yeah. Looks like we got some hoses here. I'm not too keen at these type of hoses. I wish they were a little bit more flexible. These are like PEX or PEI, not PEI, PEX style ones. But it looks like we got 3 hoses with inlets and then just straight cuts. And then we have a 4th one that looks like it just says 4. This one's a little bit better because it's more flexible. So I kind of like this hose, but yeah, I'm pretty sure this is PEX, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sure we can probably get something a little bit less rigid. Like it's not horrible. It does have some give on it, but it's not as flexible as like this. Like you can clearly see that's not as flexible. So we'll take a look at that. Maybe that'll be an upgrade down the line. Who knows? We do have our little wash basket. So this wash basket should hold most build plates nowadays. I don't even know. I can't take the Mega stuff off and check that, but this would definitely hold the M3 Max build plate for sure. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, so it looks like they're ball joint balls. So this runs on like a swivel system. So this has like little silver ball bearings in it, just balls. It's not any bearings or anything. They're just straight balls. Now, I can see these being a little bit sticky over time, so I'm not 100% sure how well that's going to hold up, but not terrible. Just a interesting design. What is it? It's a bucket? What's this? What and what? This is literally a bucket. Am I to do my laundry in this? Okay. I am confused. Why is there a bucket? And why is it just an open bucket, if anything? Is this for pre-wash, maybe? That's a little weird. I mean, it's quite a robust bucket. It's quite interesting because it's plastic lined. It's almost like a pool. What am I trying to find here? Like a cheap pool that you would buy. So, wastewater bucket. Really interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, that's new. All right, moving along here. We have some more stuff here. Looks like we do have a little strainer inside here, as well as another strainer. So it looks like there's two types of strainers that you can have in here. You can have a deep weld one, or you can have a short weld. I really don't think it makes a difference, but yes, keep that one in there, unless this goes to something else, but keep that off to the side for the time being. See what's going on. All right, so that's pretty much it. Now inside here, it looks like it's pretty much like all injection molded plastic. It's got a giant spinner inside here, so that's really cool to see. I like that. That'll be very interesting to see. Looks like we do have another magnet on the top here. Okay. Then moving along on the back here, we have our power switch and our power supply. They are separated from the inlet and outlet of the hoses. So that's very, very nice that they put that away, and that's not a hazard in any way, shape, or form if anything happens to have an issue. So going through here, there are four hose inlet outlets, whatever you want to call them. Number one, it says detergent inlet. Number two is water inlet. Number three is detergent outlet. And number four is wastewater outlet. So that's very interesting. Wastewater outlets. I don't know if I'm a big fan of that. Well, let's see here. So we have number two. That is our water. So this is a water. So we have one water and one wash. Okay. All right. And then we have our inlet and outlets for the actual wash. Okay. This is already kind of confusing me a little bit, and I'm a little concerned already. Because here, I'm trying to figure this out. Why would you not have one system good and one system bad? All right, well, we'll have to look at this and see a little bit better. Is that the one that sprays ISO while it cures? Yeah, yes, it does. I'm a little confused right now with what's going on, but we'll get into the instructions here a little bit. Hello, EB. Hello, John. First wash is detergent wash. Is detergent or IPA okay? Second wash cycle is water. So it does a two-part system. I'm not really sure why it needs water, though. I mean, let me take that back. That's actually kind of good thinking about it, because I can't tell you how many times that I printed something and it still reeks of denatured alcohol, because I use 100% denatured alcohol. So for me, it is insanely strong and potent on some of my resin prints. Not all of them, but some of them they do. And maybe that'll help like wash it off, maybe. But on also, if that does cure while it's putting water on it, then that'll mean that it's better for like clear resins, because if anybody knows anything about well, even resin in general, not so much just clear, it'll help with all resins, because if you know anything about resin and curing in water, that is a big thing. Has it been truly proven? Not really, but I get the whole thing behind it, because if you cure something in water, the rays of the water hit it better than as if you were just regularly curing the item. So it might be better. I don't know. We'll see about that. I don't know. That's kind of it. Let me see if I can try and plug this thing up and see what's going on here, and then we'll get to the instructions and try and get this all situated. All right. Well, we do have one open port. Awesome. Perfect. That is fantastic. We got the typical Anycubic blue light. Yeah, most Anycubics have the blue lights on their power supply, if you guys didn't notice. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Everything is good on the audio range. All right. So let's go ahead and plug this bad boy in and see what we got going on. All right. I'm sure there is a protective film on this. Oh, yeah. Some more ASMR stuff. That one wasn't as good. Could have been a lot better. What's up, Modern? How's it going? You guys can hear me fine? All right, cool. Just making sure. All right, so it looks like there is no wash or cure. So this is kind of like the Evos dryer that I had. Evos wash. So it was a wash, cure, and dry, but it did it in certain cycles. So it would wash, it would dry it, then wash it again, then dry it, and then cure it at the end of it. And you can adjust the cycles for certain times and everything, but it seems like that's the same type of thing. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but right now I'm not sure about this whole thing. I'm kind of iffy. I don't think I got any extra magnets. Dang it. Do I have? Oh, you know what? I do have a magnet. Yeah. Let's see if we can trick this thing. Do we need to trick it that way? Or is it this? Let's see. Let's see if we can trick this. All right. So we're just gonna do. Okay. So auto. No. There's a cure feature. Oh, okay. So it. Oh wow. That locks down. Holy cow. That locks down tight, man. So the cure works pretty good. I can clearly see it. Now, one thing I don't understand is they only put one strip of LED lights on here. Now, I'm not saying that's not going to work very well. It should work just fine. But if you have a unit this large, I can clearly see that each on this side are like sprayers on this side. So why not have the cure on both of these sides? I don't know. That's I don't know. But man, this thing locks. You cannot get this thing open. Jesus, this has got a death grip on it. Good Lord. Oh, there we go. Ah, I got it. I got it to interact. All right, so let's try and do an auto cycle. Can we not? I need to figure out how. I can't see inside here. I need to rig this somehow. There we go. That's fine. Okay. So obviously I don't have any water or anything in there. Okay. All right. So let's stop this really quick. Let's just go through the manual and see what we have to say about this. Let's check on chat. On your Twitter one, I couldn't comment, so popped in here. Oh, that's weird. This is a wash and cure. This is the Anycubic Wash and Cure Max. All right, let's take a look at everything. It says, dear customer, blah, blah, blah. Please visit the support. All the information about introduction, all the stuff that comes with it. Filter replacement for container, we have that. Okay. So let's see. So it says insert the pipe and check whether it is loose. Okay, so these are just put in pipes. Okay. Prepare the detergent container. If the pipes are too long, please cut them to proper length. So that's a good thing. You could cut them down. But again, I think more flexible pipes would be best. Then it says tighten the caps, connecting the pipes 1/3 the detergent container. Put the container against the machine to avoid tip over. Pour the water into the container. Tighten the cap. So one thing that I don't know why they didn't think about was to put like slits. First off, I would have personally liked to have this all integrated. That's first and foremost. There's more than enough room in this thing to integrate something like that. I would have been perfectly fine with a larger wash unit if everything was integrated in it. But the thing is even if they didn't, okay, and they didn't obviously, why didn't you guys put slits on this and slits in the sides of the wash station to like slide it in there and keep it in there? Because it does say like make sure that these are next up against the system so it doesn't tip over, and that's one of my concerns is having it tip over and spill all over. Even though that probably isn't going to be a thing because these look like they're pretty tightly set up in there. What's up, Vincent? How's it going? Okay, so we have auto mode. The workflow included wash and cure costs 15 to 30. So it looks like it washes for 15 minutes and cures for 30, I'm guessing. Cure mode, the workflow including cure only costs 3 minutes. It's funny how they do the translation to time to costs. But I guess cost is actually a pretty good use of the word here. So yeah, press start to start or pause the process. Start, pause. Stop when the machine is working. Press it once to stop. Okay. If you stop the washing process, the machine will drain off the liquid, which takes up to 4 inch. Okay, their wording is really weird in here. It takes up maybe it's 4 minutes, 30 seconds. The control panel is invalid before the machine finishes the reset. Okay. Press once to reduce 1 minute and long minute press to reduce time continually. Add time, press once to add 1 minute and long press to add time continually. Okay. Remaining time, the remaining time of the process, lock status. Okay. Okay. Pretty self-explanatory. Check whether the detergent water line is filled. Auto mode. Okay, so it says place the object in the tray after removing the print from the platform. So for those who are the type of people who like to print and leave stuff on the build plate, this is not going to be for you. I've personally never done that. I've never needed to do that. I always make sure that I remove the print because I don't got time to wash the print off, let it dry, and then put it back on to start the next print. I'm just going to remove the print, scrape off what I need to, make sure it's all good, and throw it back on the printer to hit print on the next thing. And ain't nobody got time to wash and cure a build plate. No way. Plus, I just worry about it thinning out the resin because wash can sit on the top of the screws that are on the build plate. So yeah, just FYI, if you do that process with the build plate, curing and washing on it, it's not going to work for this. Can you do it? Probably, but it's going to be very hard, very difficult for you to do. You're going to cause a lot more mess. Waste disposal. Okay, so here we go. The waste liquid is the combination of water, a little resin, and little detergent. It should be disposed of before being discarded. Allow the solvent stay still for over 10 hours so the residue could be precipitated and settle. It's a long time. Pour the top layer of liquid into drainer and then expose the residue in sunlight. What? Recycling of detergent. The solvent in a detergent container might become muddy after long time washing. The solvent can be recycled through the following treatment. It is recommended to dispose or replace the solvent after 1 month of washing. Okay. Pour the solvent into another bucket and allow it to stay 10 hours. So they say let it sit for 10 hours so everything settles. That's normal. I've done that before, but that's only when I need to dispose of it, essentially. At this time, you can clean the detergent container with water. Filter the top layer of solvent and pour it into the detergent container, then cap the container. Okay. Expose the residue in sunlight, then cure the resin then the cured resin can be handled as general solid waste. Okay, fair enough. Turn off the machine, unplug the power before cleaning. So this is the cleaning process. Clean the rotor. When you wash the printed objects, the rotor at the bottom of drum rotates at high speed. Really? When you wash the printed objects, the rotor at the bottom of the drum. I didn't see it rotating at high speed, but maybe I'm looking at something wrong. I mean, it can definitely rotate at high speed for sure. Clean the strainers in the drum. Please clean the strainers periodically. Yeah, that's an obvious thing. Clean the drum. Pour water into the drum, cleaning it with the brush. After cleaning, plug in the power and turn on the machine. Long press the reset button for 3 seconds. Drain off water waste. Okay. This is a lot of maintenance on this thing because of what it has. If the pipes are broken, please replace them timely. That's fair. Okay. The rotor inside the washing bucket does not rotate during the washing process. These are just troubleshooting tips. Okay. Okay. So that's pretty much it. All right. So let's take a look here. Oh, Jesus, spam. Good Lord. Oh, no, it's not spam. Hey, what's up? Twitch, what's up? Holy cow, there's 32 people in here. What's up, everybody? Jesus. I'm not paying attention here. I'm reading directions. My apologies. Thank you, everybody, for joining on Twitch. So, what's up? Thank you, Subsector, and whoever dropped in here. Don't worry, I'm here. I swear, I'm a real person. So we're checking out the Anycubic Wash and Cure Plus. I'm sorry, Max, and seeing if it's any better than the Wash and Cure stuff that's out here. So, well, thank you, Subsector. Thank you for the raid. That's totally unexpected. That's probably my second raid of all time. So, thank you very much. Yeah. Anyway. So, welcome to the channel. This is me kind of doing a late night unboxing. I usually do it a little bit earlier, and it's usually kind of scheduled. This one was just kind of on the fly, but yeah. Anyway, so like I said, we are checking out the Anycubic Wash and Cure Max, and we're basically putting it together and seeing how everything goes. So I have some wash buckets here. I think I'm gonna try and put some water in this thing to see how it does, and we'll go from there. So I might have to leave the stream here for a quick second, but yeah, thank you very much for the stream, and welcome everybody. Okay, so inside these, there is a filtration system. It's not the greatest of filtrations in it, but it's got a little tiny, like cone, not a cone, it's like a T section that has a little grate on it, and yeah, looks pretty standard. This literally reminds me of like the old school ice packs. You know, you guys probably if you guys are old as I am, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. The old 1980s ice packs that we used to use when we were kids, if we ever needed them, because heaven forbid we tell our parents that anything bad happened to us, because we'd probably get a good whooping. So I'm older. Oh geez. Hey man, long time. Hope all is good. Hey, you have a X1 carbon. I do have a X1 carbon. Having issues with bad support sticking. Huh. Still use them? See? Some people can never let go of the old nostalgia. But yeah, it literally looks like those. Like, tell me you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, right? I'm not losing my mind. They literally look like the old ice packs. Like, I haven't seen these things in years, probably a good decade, easily. Now everything's like all super soft and like trying to be minimalistic. Nobody has these big bricks anymore, and if they do, it's just kind of weird to see it. All right, so it looks like we do have a filtration system on here. Now, why they didn't add a filtration system onto this one is beyond me. Now, I do think I do have an extra filter system on here, so we can plug it in and get it working. But in my opinion, everything should have a filter on this, both the inlets and the outlets. So, I don't know. Kind of weird. Yeah, that's crazy. Welcome everybody. That's insane. Thank you. All right, so give me like 2 minutes. I'm gonna go and fill this up really quick. Not even 2 minutes. I swear, I'll be right back. See, that wasn't even a minute. Back. Because I'm back in the saddle again. All right, now we got to go fill this one. All right. So now I know why one side is cut and one side has actual connectors on it, because these just slide in. These are compression fittings, much like a Bowden tube. All right, let's check everything. Any recommendations for settings? I'll be honest, I just use stock settings on the X1 Carbon. Those things are unbreakable, old school, right? I don't think these are the same materials, but they look just like it. So let's get everything set up here. Again, this thing just, what in the hell is this thing? Like, it didn't really explain what that was entirely, but hey, all right, let's remove this. I guess that turns pretty good. It's I. Oh, really? We got to use some cutters here. All right. We're just going to keep these at the same length for right now, because I'm a little concerned with the system already and what it is. All right, and each one of these are labeled in their correct positions, so we're going to do one for one. We're going to do number 1 to number 1. It's a trash can. I mean, somebody said it perfectly. It literally looks like a washing machine, like a portable washing machine or a dishwasher. That's what it looks like. It literally looks like that. Not even joking. All right. So now we have numero uno and numero dos. Okay. So we're going to put number 1 and number 2. Okay. Here's number 2. All right. Number 1. Numero uno. All right. Press fitting. Like I said, we're good. I'm just going to leave this kind of janky rig. Jankies. All right. And then this one, I guess, goes into the bucket. Again, this is just, I don't understand this. Why? Well, we'll find out here. I'm going to see if we can try and lessen the cycle of this. The cycle of life. But man, this thing locks in there really heavily. You gotta kind of pry it up from the side there, because it really locks this thing into place ridiculously. That's crazy that you guys are all still here. Thank you very much. All right, so let's see if we can lessen this. Is it just static? Nope. Oh, there we go. It's got a good amount of power, actually. Oh, shit. Really good. got a hose that's leaking. We have a major malfunction here, sir. This hose is no bueno. Oh, well, that would explain why that doesn't really work all that well, because there is literally a rubber grommet stuffed inside of there, and I don't know if that belongs in the inside of this or what. So let's inspect this. We can. All right. And here I thought Bowden tubes were a pain in the butt to remove. These things are horrible. What's up, Solar? How's it going? Welcome to the Twitch channel. It's a trash can. Hey, I've never truly seen anything to do with resin, so I'm still here. Awesome. Houston, we have a problem. Absolutely. So we have a problem with number 3, which is the inlet. Now I need to figure out how. Oh, there's water everywhere. Thank God I'm doing laundry. There we go. All right. Now let's try this again, maybe. See how it goes. Just curious where that's supposed to go. That one too. Oh God. Thank God for towels. All right, let's try this again. Nope. Nope. Still having issues. All right. Well, this might be a little bit short-lived than I'd like it to. Hey, Matt, Blind Dog 143 here. Love you, man. Hope you're well. I'm doing very good. I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. I've been kind of on a little bit of a hiatus. Watch out for pump cycling. It will kick the hoses around, and the wastewater tube will move around a lot. The stiffer tubes don't kick as much. Gotcha. They should have made the tanks so they slip into a groove on the side of the machine. I said that exactly. They should have just had them slip in there or integrated even. I would have been perfectly fine with a larger wash and cure system if everything was just all integrated into it. But this is much different than the wash and cure systems that we usually deal with. This one specifically is more or less like a misting setup. So there are some issues that I think will arise come down the line. So we'll see. I can go out and look at the tubes on mine to check for the O-ring. Yeah, if you can, please. Specifically tube 3. Look at the placement on the actual machine, because that's where I'm having an issue. And in fact, I should just take off one of these tubes and see where we have our problem with, which is what I'm going to do. Yeah, that's fine. All right. So first and foremost, Anycubic, if you were watching, instead of including a scraping tool, what you guys should have done is included a tool to easily remove these damn tubes, because it is a royal pain in the ass to do that. Pardon my language, but it's a pain in the ass. So we're going to use some old trusty grips here and see if we can try and get this out a little bit better. Because trying to utilize this with two hands is not the greatest. There. All right. So now let's take a look at this. See where our O-ring is at. It'll let me. Okay. So there's supposed to be an O-ring in the bottom there. So that's where our first major malfunction is on number 3. So now remove this completely. And we'll have to disassemble this. And see how we can even fix that. I don't even know if we can. We might just need a whole new tube. This is going to be fun. Yay! I love having to fix stuff. Dave, if you're still there, I think I got it rectified, but trying to fix it is going to be problematic. But we have trusty little kind of so-so tweezers here. See how well we can get this situated in here. I don't see this going very well. I don't think there's a way that I can pop this ring out of here either, because it looks like it's metallic. So it's made to do its job, then some. Let's see what we can try and fish in here. Oh shit, I think I fixed it. I think I fixed it instantly. That was quicker than I would ever expected it to. Yeah, it literally fit right in there. Might need some adjustment here, and then I'm probably going to mess the whole thing up. All right, let's try this again. All right, that feels a little bit better. Hold on to your butts. Nope, still leaking. So we're kind of dead stick here. We're going to need a new pipe, at least for that. I guess what we can do right now is we can swap one of these lines with another one. Try that. So yeah, so what they need is they need like a clamp for the rings. All all 4 ports have an O-ring at the same location, about a ½ inch in, and seems to be about where the indentation is on the hose bracket. Yep. So I found that out, that the washer is in there, but it's broken essentially. And because it's broken, there's not a good seal on it, so it's just, it doesn't give a seal of approval. Thank you. I'll be here all day. And followers are gone. Oh shit! Stop it! That was not the brightest idea I ever had. This is definitely not fun to deal with, these press fittings. Right, you guys all know the issue of them in general on an FDM printer. So can you imagine them on here? Number 3. Okay, so now let's try this again and see if it's that port that's bad. Nope, just that coupler. So yeah, we need a new coupler for this one because it's toast. So to the interwebs, because it'll just be cheaper to get a new one than it is to go and ask Anycubic for a replacement. And why doesn't Anycubic have a replacement? These are wear items, people. At least include one of them. You could have included an extra one. There's no extra ones. Dang it. Oh well, whatever. All right, let's open this back up. Let's take a look and see how this looks. All right. So we're getting good working standard now. So the water pressure is okay. I'd say it's like a really, really light shower, if anything. It's not horrible. It's not. It probably could be slightly better, but I can't complain about it. So, if my vents on my printer aren't fully level, so every print I adjust. Ooh. The nozzle melted itself shut. That's not a thing. That'll never happen. If it melted itself shut, that means there was never a hole in the nozzle in the first place, which is why you should never, ever purchase nozzles off of Amazon or eBay, in my opinion. Now, you can, but you're dancing with the devil there. So now this does spray pretty heavily all over the dang place, but it looks pretty good. Let's see. Let's put Mr. David over there. See how well he does. I know from up top you guys can't really see too well. You guys want me to bring you down to earth? Let's do that, shall we? You guys are just kind of ghetto rigged up here. That way you guys can see the inside of it. So it is getting the model pretty good. So, and it looks like there's a little bit left on the bottom here. Good amount, probably a good, I don't know, 2 inches of water. I'm not really sure what it's doing now. It's at 11 and a half minutes in. Maybe it's draining. Oh no, we just ran out of wash. Because the rest of the wash is all over the damn floor. Whoops. Or maybe it's letting it drip dry. Who knows? I don't know. I just work here. What do I know? I just put water in here right now, but you can use. So technically, one is supposed to be your detergent, whatever you use. I use denatured alcohol, so that's what would go in there. Then there's a water wash that comes in as well, and it's supposed to wash it off. Now that might be what the cycle is right now. So right now we don't have that hooked up because, well, the tube is broken. So the connector. So we don't have that set up in here. See if we can get you guys set up on the table here so you guys can kind of see a little bit better. Maybe. That's about as good as it gets. All right. All right, where is the instructions? Let's see. Let's see if it tells me. I can't remember if I was when I was reading what it was doing. What the auto mode does exactly. Okay, so auto mode, washing and curing. Things are just dropping everywhere around me. Yeah, that's cool. All right. So it doesn't really say like what does what. But all right. Okay. Now it is filling the jug back up. So that's good. We don't have leakage in the other tube, so that's a kudos. One thing will give problems in long run with leaking hose instead of the old wash and cure. I mean, I don't disagree with that, but as long as you're not mucking about with the hoses too much, it should be okay. This one was just kind of a fluke. The O-ring gave away on it, so I mean it happens. I'm not expecting it to be the same thing. So it is currently draining everything. Cool. It's a very interesting setup that they have here. Not not 100% keen on this. Okay. So I think now it's actually doing the wash, the water wash. Yeah, see. So right now it's looking for the water wash, and I don't have a hose to put it on, so it's just stopped right now. So we're just gonna stop this if we can. No. So what? It goes 15 minutes. So I think it washes for 5 minutes. It it cleans for 5 minutes, if that makes sense. So it's a detergent wash, then a water wash, and then a cure for 5 minutes. I bet you that's what it does. So yeah, we're just gonna turn this off for right now. So we got the gist of it. We know what it does. I'm pretty sure that's what it does. Every 5 minutes, it does a process in auto mode. So auto mode should be 5 minutes for 5 minutes. Okay. Okay. That's what it seems to do. All right. Well, with that. Okay. I'll wait until you are done to tell you what I think of this new watch and cure. I have some likes and dislikes. So let's talk about that, right? Let's talk about the likes and dislikes of this already. First off, I really like the design of this. It is a very, very nice design, and obviously it's very messy right now because we're having it open, which you're not technically supposed to do. But there's water spray all over the place. But this sealed area, like I said, it basically has a door window type seal on it, so it's very nice and thick seal. And when this closes, there's a dual magnet system. So there's a sensing magnet in the back, and then there's a giant magnet in the front here that basically, once you turn on the machine, it's locked in there. It's very hard to get it off unless you open it from the sides. Um, so I really like the design of that. One thing I have a concern about is because things are not submerged, this is not the greatest for people who do hollowed models. I can tell you that right now. I can already see that being an issue because what we rely on for hollow type models is um, to bring it in and let it sink in. So let me in for a second. I have a message for Bendu. I'd like to let you in, but we're doing an unboxing and kind of a yeah, just an unboxing and checking out. So I can't really do that. I'd love to, but I can't. I was with Bendu earlier today, so um, but I'll get with you shortly after this because we're gonna be wrapping it up here. We've already been here for an hour, and it's kind of been a roller coaster already. So anyway, um, the wash basket I'm kind of so about. It's all right. It's yeah, I'd say it's just an okay thing. In my opinion, if you're somebody who does miniatures, this is probably going to be a beneficial thing for you. But again, if you're doing miniatures, this is probably way overkill for you. Most people that do miniatures are going to do them in smaller batches. But if you're someone who thinks like me, thinks outside of the box, thinks, hey, I have an M3 Max and I want to maximize the build plate for that, as they call it, I paid for the full build plate. I'm going to use it. That's essentially what this would be the best result for. And obviously, if you're doing full size models that aren't hollowed, that's probably a little bit of a better choice for you. If you're doing solid models or very tall flat models, you know, things that aren't hollow. That's essentially what this system is going to be utilized best for, because with hollowed models, you need to wash the inside. So that's going to be a thing that you need to utilize, and this does not do that. The washing aspect is pretty nice. I can see it washing very well. Again, not with hollowed objects though. But all in all, the system looks pretty good. I wish it was a little bit more contained. I'm not a big fan of these extra containers being here, but that leaves room for a lot of modifications to be done, where you can essentially uh, utilize the system and have it filtered properly. So, like, you can. So, one of the things is right now, how it's set up is you have an inlet and an outlet on the same um, water pack, whatever you want to call it. Okay. So, you have an inlet and outlet on that. Now, in my opinion, it would be best to utilize a filtering system. So you have an inlet for brand new denatured alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, water, whatever you're going to be utilizing it. And then the outlets, all the stuff that gets used, put it into a completely different container. And that container can be used as a pre-wash or something like that down the line. Now, is that efficient? It's kind of so-so. That one's a 50-50 on it, in my opinion. But I think that would be a better system than what they're utilizing right here. The after watering system, I don't really know if that's going to be a good selling point on that. I don't think it's needed or in any way, shape, or form. I think if it was more submerged in water, it would probably be a better system. But again, that's to be seen. Um, I'm just trying to think like what is the best options for this. And really, I think I hit it really head on right there. Is the fact that if you're printing anything that is not hollow, this is probably going to be a unit for you. Now, again, take into account that this is a larger wash and cure system, so it's going to need to utilize a larger build plate. So take, for example, my mini Akuma me, my me, my mini me, semi mini me, yeah, semi mini me. So this is, I think this is like 400 and some odd millimeters tall. Okay, I think it's like 420 or something like that. Yeah, man. So let's put this guy down here. So not quite at the 400 level, but if you have printers like the M3 Max, which that's basically what this was designed for, was the M3 Max, or if you have pretty much any printer that's a 300 millimeter build volume, that would be very, very good. But again, it's not the best because this is a hollow model. So while it may cure the outside and wash the outside, that's great. However, we need to get on the inside and make sure that that's all washed. Now, with this, it might be a little bit easy to do that. You take a little syringe, you pour some of it in there, and you shake it up and down. Shake, 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 Sorora, shake your body line. You could do that type of stuff, and that'll be perfectly fine. But it's not the most ideal situation. The most ideal situation is to submerge this. Now, I do have some new wash systems as well beyond this that I think will probably be a little bit more utilized for my setup. But I can tell you right now, this is probably not going to work with what I need. First off, as Vincent had pointed out, my worry about leakage is very, very heavily because I usually have my wash system set up on a wooden desk. and I don't need it destroying the desk because it's all connected to a larger piece of a desk. And to get rid of that and replace it is going to be very, very hard, and it's time consuming. I don't want to do all that stuff again. So I don't think that I see this in my future to be on my setup, but we'll work with it a little bit more. We'll showcase it as much as we can, just to give you guys some ideas and aspects of what this does, and see if maybe it's the system for you. But personally, for me, I can tell you right now, it's probably not going to be something that I utilize very much if I do. Um, so if anything, I'll probably end up handing this off to somebody who would utilize it for what they need to. Again, it would probably be somebody who does miniatures or smaller items, things like that. Like if I did flexible dragons, things like that, I would probably be okay utilizing the system and have no problems with it. But yeah, anything that's, like I said, hollow models, and now I'm sounding like a broken record, so I'm just gonna kind of leave it at that. But yeah, for parts like dioramas, walls, buildings, yes, exactly. That's exactly what this would be the best utilization for, because it does what it needs to do. It doesn't need to go over crazy, because with walls and stuff like that, most of the time they're very thin. They're like 4 millimeters thick, so you could just print them in one go, and this will be easier to utilize and less IPA or denatured alcohol, or it's less wash that is needed, because these only take 5 liters. So that's one of the plus sides of this, is it utilizes a less liquid system. So that's the good part of it. So you're not spending hundreds of dollars on wash like you would a submerged system. So again, you can't really compare this with like the old Anycubics. Like my Anycubic Wash and Cure Plus, I thought I was going to be able to compare it to that. Technically not. It's two separate entities. It's like resin and FDM. It's two different types of 3D printing processes, but essentially they'll do the same thing when they're all said and done. They produce a product, and that's exactly what this does. One does one specific thing very good. The other one does both things, but you waste a little bit more. So it's like it's a give and take. So you really have to think about what you're utilizing things for to see if this is the right thing for you. And again, we'll play around with it. I'm gonna try and order a new connector for this, and maybe see if we can get some different type of connectors and maybe some different type of hoses. I don't know, to try and utilize it as best as we can. But we'll see how it goes. And then the other thing that I'm very interested to see if I can maybe try and make or something, I don't know, is a side mount system, or something like a rack system that holds these together. Because essentially, I think you can probably design and 3D print something that fits underneath the legs of this thing, and then you can have like a tray come off to the side and hold these water jugs on the side if you need to. But in my opinion, they're probably best left on the floor, and then have a crate system created for them, which should be fairly easy to design a crate system. So that way, like I can, if I were to ever utilize it, I can put it up on my desk here, and I can have the tubes running down to the bottom, so these are always sitting on the floor, so I don't ever have to worry about that. So that probably would be the most ideal situation for something like this, in my opinion. So that's another thing that I kind of like about this, over a submerged wash and cure system. It's just the fact that it uses far less, way less. Just to give you an example, if I had to fill this, I have a 5-gallon drum here of denatured alcohol, which cost me roughly $90. A little bit less, but let's just call it 90, okay? $90 for that. That I can probably fill maybe 80% of this tank in here if it was a submerged system. So just think about that. You spend almost $500 for a unit like this, and then you spend another 100 and probably $100, maybe more, $120 to fill it if it was a submerged system. So take the good with the bad and kind of roll with the punches there. So, but again, that's pretty much where I'm going to leave it at here. I thank you guys all for stopping in and chit-chatting. I thank everybody for who was in Twitch land. That was totally unexpected, but I absolutely am blown away by that. But yeah, I think that's pretty much what we're going to leave it at right now. Again, we'll do some more videos on it and some more information down the line. But yeah, you hit most of the points I have. I put it on a rolling cart that has 4-inch deep tray that I sealed in a case of spills or leakage. That's a good idea. I also like to wash, remove supports, then cure for some jobs. So that's another thing that was said to me before this was even sent. One of the things that they had specifically said to me is that this is not meant for people who are washing and curing directly off the build plate or on the build plate. So my process, and again, everybody's process and workflow is completely different. My process and workflow is to minimize as much resin drippage as I can with a drip mount on all my resin printers. Then I take it off, I remove the print from the build plate, I'll let it be, go and put the build plate back on, start the next print, do whatever I need to do, grab other prints, whatever. I usually try and pile as much prints as I can because I just want to work in one specific thing and just have one pair of gloves, work it all, and be done with it at one point. So what I'll do is I'll take a bunch of prints, have them on here, and I'll remove all the supports from them right then and there. So I do pre-support removal before I do any washing, any curing. That's my process. Has been my process, probably will remain my process until I stop doing this, essentially, or until some new type of system arrives. But I don't see anything being a little bit better than that. I think that pretty much is going to remain the same. There's going to be few improvements on this, but I can already say that I can tell Anycubic a couple improvements to make this a little bit better for possibly the Wash and Cure Max Part 2. But again, we'll get to that at some point. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to put that out there that it's not meant for people who are still have supports on their models. So just take that into account. But yeah, I'm gonna keep rambling on here, so I'm gonna cut it off here. We've been on live for about an hour, almost an hour and a half. So we're right on schedule for our normal disastrous live stream. So I thank you guys all for watching, and I thank everybody for stopping in. Again, I can't thank you guys enough for the people in Twitch land for rating and stopping in. If you guys aren't following and liking the video, please do so. Share it out if you can. That would mean the world to me. I'd love to try and do this sometime full time at some point, but you know, I'm not gonna push it anywhere beyond that. So if you guys do share it, like it, dislike it, whatever, doesn't matter to me. But hey, it helps. So that would be purely grateful. So other than that, that's pretty much all I got. Again, keep an eye out for some more content on this and some more of the new resin printers that we have that we're going to be doing unboxing. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Till next time, happy printing.